Welcome to my hardware review of the Intellistation POWER. The first thing you're gonna notice about this computer is that it's extremely heavy. I needed help from my flatmate to actually take it from my desk and put it here. As you can see, 38.6 kilos, 85 pounds. And you should really not try to lift it alone. It has a handle, but it is one of the most useless pieces of handle I've ever seen. Behind here you have the power supply, the processor, and the network card. Here you can see that I actually hit it with my Power Mac G5 when I was making another video. And here is the front part, and it's just like a normal computer. The two red knobs, you just unscrew them and you pull them back to unlock the side cover. It was very difficult to open, so I couldn't hold the phone and open it at the same time. You first unlock it a little bit. You can pull by the red things. Then you can drag it out, and you can see that there is foam everywhere, and that was the IBM attempt to make this computer silent. And they really did a good job. They transformed a 4U server into a fairly quiet workstation. Here you have the power supply, some sort of survival processor. I don't remember the official IBM name. And it's really extremely easy to remove them just by raising the latches and pulling them up. Here you have the video card. Mine came with the most simple one. I'm looking for a better one. Heatsink probably for the bus. More foam. It really helps in making it more silent. And the redundant fans. This is the status light. Those are the status lights, and the LED comes from the motherboard via some plastic tubes up to this panel. They go out very easily. You pull them up with one hand, they come out. Same thing with the power supply. I think I'm gonna need both hands this time. This is the management processor. Again, I don't remember the IBM name. It's a PowerPC processor, and it runs Linux. You can SSH in, run commands in it, install stuff into it, and also run commands that will power on, switch off, like reboot, and do all the management tasks in your Intellistation. It's a very beautiful board. And the power supply, I don't have the redundant model. To remove the fans, all you have to do is to lift the locks. It's a very easy and effective mechanism. You can replace the fans with the system running. And as far as I know, you can also replace system boards, PCI cards, I'm sorry, without switching off the system. You can easily lift here the LED screen, and you can see the foam again. to reduce air turbulence and make it more silent, and the plastic tubes that conduct the light from the motherboard up. Underneath the fans you have this structure that I don't know how it works properly, but it should make the system more quiet. And the power connector and control connector for the fans. And foam everywhere. Those are the fans. Really normal, nothing special about them. And after removing the fan assembly, that's how it looks like. See, I have 1 gig of DDR2 ECC RAM with chip kill technology that's in the motherboard, and the first and the last slot are occupied, and the other ones are just have this placeholder kind of thing, dumb memory slot. There behind you see the slot for the survival processor. If I would remove this screw there that I'm trying to show and the other one behind, I'll then be able to see the whole motherboard. I'm not gonna do that now, I'm gonna wait for my brother to help me. And this is the heatsink of the processor. It's a dual-core 2.1 Power 5 processor with 36 megs of cache, as far as I know. I don't know what is that thing. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. There's a riser for the riser board for the CD-ROM drives and for the front panel that controls the survival processor. I don't know what those are either. Comments are welcome. I should read the manual actually. It's a beautiful board. As you can see, the system's new and I've run it for maybe 5 or 6 hours, not more than that. I'm still struggling to install the Linux bootloader on it. I'm having some issues. You can see that the slots are toolless. Here the power supply connection. The fans have some sort of shock absorbing mechanism. I've seen those in all the different IBM servers, even x86 servers, and they also contribute in making the system more silent as vibrations are reduced. And this is the pin that locks the fan assembly back to the chassis. Yeah, so you connect the fans there. First you connect this to the chassis and then the fans to this structure. And after putting everything back, the system actually detects that the slot was removed. As you can see, there is foam also in the DVD-ROM drives that also makes the system more silent. You can actually not hear the CDs spinning at all. And I have two DVD-ROM drives. Unfortunately, I don't have the DVD recorder. This you can put this manual there, the service manual, in this slot. After replacing the processor, the system checks take longer. Underneath you can find the hard drives, and that you can see my other video. Better. But inside there is even more foam, also help with the noise. You cannot hear the hard drives as well. I have two 76 gig 15,000 RPM drives in this machine, occupying slots 4 and 3. And for you to have an idea of the size of the system, that's a Power Mac G5 quad, and it's already a huge desktop, and the IBM is even bigger. The IBM has a handle and it's pretty much useless to lift a 40 kilo system.